Yeah, it should be there. Wait, you can arrange just a little bit. Let's see. Works good. I think that is perfect. Perfect. Yeah. So,
Здравейте на всички, благодаря ви, че дойдохте. Това е семинара, който правиме по отношение на покритията. Както да сме по-добри в владисване. Надявам се, че ще ви бъде полезна тази информация, която ще представим. Това е колегата от Хенгон. Андреас. Той ще говори за ефективността на системите за закачване на детайли. Okay. Andreas, you can start.
I can start. Good. Let's see if I can fix this to start with. So, I will make this presentation in English. I hope that is okay. Because you will neither understand my Swedish or my Bulgarian. That's for sure. In 1983, it's quite many years ago. It was when I started to work in the powder coating business. I was 15 years old. Then you can calculate how old I am now. And I was working, as we can do in Sweden, with hanging on the line, earning some pocket money to buy things when you are 15 years old. It's important. During that time, we were using as per treatment trichloroethylene. I think you know, and that has been also common here in Bulgaria. It's a perfect degreaser, but it's not so healthy. The powder coating, the application in our booth, when the guns come too close to the object, it was a fire. And it was burning inside the powder booth. With this said, I want to say it was not better before, it was worse. But we have something that comes up now on the agenda for the whole of the Bulgaria, Europe, the world, and that is sustainability. My first presentation today, I will talk about sustainability and how it affects us in the industrial coating business and what we can do to reduce the footprint, the emissions that we let out from the coating lines. So let's start. To understand this, we need to know where it all comes from. And it is like this, that the European Union or the world agreed 2016 that we should reduce the greenhouse gases with 55% to 2030. And that's a lot. It's a lot of emissions that need to go away. But it's really important that we take this task really serious because it affects us all. I was coming home from India on Friday when I walked out, I was flying up to Delhi on Thursday evening, and when I opened the door from the airport and went out, it was so much emissions in the air. It's really, really bad, and this we don't want to have. European Union have taken this a little bit further, and we are talking about something called CSRD, Corporate Sustainability Reporting Directive. Today it affects only the bigger companies, but within a few years it will affect all of your companies. And some of you are already there because you are supplying to ABB or Volvo or Mercedes, the bigger players. And they demand that you need to give them the footprint of your product. How much emissions is your product given them when they calculate a whole car or whatever it is? All of this is in a document called the Greenhouse Gas Protocol. And it's, as I said, it's valid for us all in Europe. So if you don't have anything on your night table to read in the evenings, I can recommend this. You will learn a lot. Out of all these emissions, there is a number of emissions that are within the Greenhouse Gas Protocol. And they have different amount of pollution, you can say, or how strong they are. In our branch, we talk about carbon dioxide. That has one. The methane is 84% more dangerous than the carbon dioxide. The nitrous oxide is 298 times more dangerous. The hydrofluorocarbon, 3,500 times. Perfluorocarbons, 7,400, and the sulfur hexafluoride, 22,800 times more dangerous than carbon dioxide. But in our branch, we don't have the others. We only have carbon dioxide. So this is the one that we need to focus on. There is other people taking care of the other emissions, I promise you. So what is created is actually something called a CO2 equivalent, because this is a way how to measure the emissions and how dirty they are. And if we're looking into electricity, different energy sources to produce electricity have different CO2 equivalents. So for example, wind power have 11 grams CO2 equivalent per kilowatt hour. Coal have 820. So electricity produced by coal is far away much more dirty than solar power, hydropower, nuclear power, wind power, and even natural gas. So when electricity is produced in a country, all sources are brought together, and you will get a value how clean or dirty is electricity in your country. I made a little bit of a research when I come here, and I would say that what you have done in Bulgaria the last years is fantastic. You have lowered the CO2 emission for electricity with over 35% with just 5-6 years time. So that is a really good thing to start with. So how does it then look like in the world? Yeah, we have France. They have a lot of nuclear power. They have 60 grams CO2. We have the European Union average, 315. We have the global, 436. China, 599. Poland, 757. And then we have Bulgaria on 268. So in a bigger context, the electricity that are produced in Bulgaria is not bad. Not compared to many other places. Half a year ago, I was standing on an event in Poland, in Warszawa. And when I did this presentation, and we come to that Poland was the most dirty country regarding energy production, it was like, ooh, everyone was talking in the audience. So I really needed to explain, okay, it is what it is just now, but you have also a great potential to do something with your energy production. Because these numbers, they are moving targets. As more wind power, more solar power that is added into the to the electricity production, as cleaner will your energy be and electricity be. Now you might sit here and wonder, why is Andreas talking about this? Andreas come from Hang On, they produce hooks, hangers and maskings. In a short while you will understand, because it has a great impact with the more dense hanging. If we look at the coating line, we are using different energy sources. We are using electricity, natural gas, and LNG. And they have these CO2 equivalents and emissions. But then we also have other sources. We have the powder that stands for around 5 kilo CO2 equivalent per kilo powder. We also have the steel, the hooks and hangers. They stand for around 1 kilo CO2 equivalent per kilo steel. We have created a number of coating lines, and this is what we call our medium line. It's a line that is running with 2 meters per minute. It has a treatment, a drying oven, a curing and a cooling zone, powder bowls, curing oven, cooling zone, and then it comes out. And if we look at the energy sources in this line, we see that we have around 450 kilowatts consumed per hour. And in the pretreatment, it's 158. Can come from natural gas, it is in our example. We have motors, pumps, 39. Drying oven, heat, 58. Motor, 23. Curing oven, 114, 25. And then we have the powder booth. Of course, this is an example line, so the numbers can go a little bit up and down compared to your line. But this is quite an average, I would say. So the energy consumption in this line is 456. And what many people get surprised with is that the pretreatment in this example consumes more electricity or energy than the curing oven. We are talking 197 kilowatts here, and we are talking 139 kilowatts for the curing oven. Because everyone believes, okay, where have we the biggest energy consumption? It's in the curing oven because it has 200 degrees. No, look at your treatment as well. And if we then using the CO2 equivalent and we are using the European Union average, then we see in total we come down to 123 kilo of CO2 per hour. This is the emissions from this line. If this would have been with only electricity from solar power, 41, you remember that from earlier, then it would have been only 20. So it's a quite big difference depending what energy source you are using in your coating line. Here in Bulgaria, we saw that the electricity, the LNG, and the propane, they are more or less having the same CO2 equivalent. But what you as a company can do, you can decide to lower your CO2 footprint with, for example, buying solar power energy, electricity, or wind power. Then this number will go down. This 200, or was it 60, will come down. If we look at the same line from a country where it's only coal power, then it comes to 375, which is 19 times more than on solar power. So everyone can do something to lower the CO2 emissions. I will try to explain the basis of the green effect, the hang-on green effect. 80 to 90% of the energy is constant in your coating line due to losses. This means if you are running 1 item per meter or 50 items per meter, in principle, energy-wise, energy consumption-wise, it doesn't make a big difference. So, of course, if you are on much more items per meter, then you can split the energy consumption to much more items, and then your CO2 footprint comes down per piece. We say that the coating cost is around 80% fixed or semi-fixed. And here we say that the salary cost is a semi-fixed cost. It's not so easy just to say, okay, today I want to have 10 more workers, tomorrow we get rid of them. They are employed. So what we are doing actually with the hang-on green effect is that we take all the data and divide it in the amount of items we are coating. So the efficiency measures has a huge impact in a coating line. Here is an example that I will dig in deeper in later today. We are comparing 2 different ways of hanging. Here we have 3 items hanging with a hook in between. Here we have 5 items hanging in height on a hanger. And if we just do this movement from 3 to 5, we will have a CO2 saving of 36%. We will have an energy saving of 40%, and we will have a cost saving of 32%. You get greener, you save money, and you get more profitable with a more dense hanging. To simplify this in the best way, I used to say, the only thing you should count on and do in your coating line is to count and to maximize the output of correctly coated items per hour. Maximize the output of correctly coated items per hour. Then you will save energy. You will have lower CO2 footprint, and you will get a lower coating cost. If we then go, this was electrical line CO2. And if we look at the same line, electrical with solar power, then we come down 84% with the CO2 footprint. It's enormous numbers. And of course, people can say, why should we bother about this? Because this is the thing that makes you competitive on the European market and even in the Bulgarian market. We have customers today who, when they are sending a quote to, for example, Volvo, they send what they have, the item, the price for the item, but they also include the CO2 footprint. Because it's important for them to show Volvo and other companies, yes, we are green, we are efficient. We want to have the order. Then we decided to make a stress test. The same product, but instead of hanging 28 items per meter, or here 17, we made a real stress test. We went up to 177 items per meter. Of course, this we can't hang on the line, so we pre-hang it, and then we are two operators who move the hanger over to the line. Because you can never handle this amount of people on the line. That's impossible. And we also did offline unloading. We were running this on a conveyor speed of 2 meters per minute in a 15-year-old boat. The application equipment was 6 years old. The only thing we did was to secure the grounding, to make sure we had good grounding. And we built a hanger out of just standard products that are on the shelf and can be delivered the same day from us. And how did it go? It looked like this. We had a number of hangers, and we were just running them through the powder booth. As you see here, it's not one line. We even doubled it up here. And it's possible. This is the thing I see when I'm visiting many lines around Europe or in the world. The operators are so afraid to load the line. They say, it's not working, Andreas. We have never done this. We are doing like this. But what kind of effect does this have then? Look at this. If we compare it with the daisy chain hanging, we lower the cost with 78%. And that is your money. It's money in your pocket, your wallet. It's the profitability in your coating operation. Operators are so afraid to really use the power you have in the application equipment. You have so much hidden potential in your powder booth. Of course, first you need to try to do it. You need to learn a little bit of the application. How are you playing with the kilowatt, microamps, powder output, air, what's the name for air? Transport air. You need to work with it. It's a tool. But we saw it's possible. So 78% cost reduction, 90% energy reduction, and 82% CO2 reduction. It's enormous figures that you can gain. So this is what we call the hang-on green effect. A more dense hanging gives you lower CO2, lower energy, and a higher profit. And on our website, hangon.com or hangon.bg, you can go in, look at this all material that we have here. We have interviews, we have calculation tool, we have interviews with other customers who have done this trip already. We have education about where is the energy consumed. We have tips and tricks. How can you save energy in your coating line? It's all there and it's for free. So this is something I really recommend that you do. Go into the website, join us on LinkedIn and other social media, and you will learn a lot of these things regarding CO2 footprint, energy savings, and increasing the profitability in your coating line. So bottom line, fill the line. It will make you more profitable and more greener. I think that was the start of me. In the next session, we will dig down into other subjects, but now I think I hand over to Gema. Thank you.
Thank you. Do you want to have the loudspeaker?
Yeah, I think it's good.
You put it on yourself, but I can take it.
This one. Let's go into the year, huh?
No, around the...
Hello?
Yes. Oh. That's the tricky part to get it position. Thank you.
Hello? Okay, good morning. My name is Albert with Gema Switzerland. I'm the area sales manager for Southeastern Europe, means Czech Republic, Slovakia, Romania, your country, Hungary, Slovenia, Serbia, Bosnia, Croatia, down to Greece. Today I'm going to have 3 presentations. The first one is about the Gema company. It's a short one, 15 minutes only. Then the second one will be about the latest technology in powder coating. Takes a little bit longer, half an hour. And the final presentation will be about our latest baby, the powder center OC11, which allows you to have a color change just on the powder center within 45 seconds. Gema itself, we are approximately 60 years on the market, and I would say we are the leader in electrostatic powder application. Gema is concentrating only in powder coating, no different business. We at Gema, we have like 550 employees. We cover 60 different countries, and the strong point of Gema is everywhere we have domestic service available on the spot. Gema organization looks as following. On top, we have our customer, of course. And then within Gema, we have some subsidiaries, daughter companies, Germany, Italy, France, UK, US, Mexico, China, and Japan. US and China, we even have a lab over there. But our sister companies that cover sales and service to our customers. And the rest of the world is covered by Gema distribution business. Over here, it looks small, but in the Gema distribution business, we create like 50% of our revenue. So Gema distribution business means sales like me sitting in Switzerland, and we are working together with domestic agencies like TM Gamasistem here in Bulgaria, providing sales and domestic service. In Switzerland, at the headquarters, we have marketing, research, engineering for all the systems we deliver worldwide. The lab we have, procurement, and also the commercial department. To give you an overview about Gema, I have some pictures about the company. The company is pretty new. The building, yeah. If you look at the building, we have a modern warehouse for the parts we need for manufacturing, but also for the spare parts we deliver to our customers. Then we also have somehow a little bit a green footprint. We have some photovoltaic system on the roof, though we don't need too much energy within Gema. Then we have a production area, but this production area, I have to say, it's only a part of Gema's production area. We have, in the past, Gema insourced the buses for powder coating, but then, like all the others are doing, but then, as you know, if you give something to somebody else, it doesn't fit properly together and so on. We had some quality issues. So 10 years ago, Gema decided to produce the booze in-house by Gema itself. But in Switzerland, this would have been too expensive. So we went to Romania. There we have now a very nice plant with 150 to 200 employees. Also over there we have some CNC machineries to prepare cables, spare parts, etc. In here at Gema we do all the electrostatic, then also all the parts, the electrical cabinet, the master control for the system, the power center comes together, it's all built there. Then we put it together, it will be tested before delivery. Then we have office modern office rooms. Very important is also here on the upper floor we have some seminar areas, some training areas to train the engineers to be up to speed on the latest equipment. So frequently we receive also from Bulgaria, engineers are coming to Switzerland, they get professional training. And then finally, very important is the lab, where we do tests for customers. Just that you also have a feeling, some images about the seminar, training area, how it looks like. An innovative company needs also a modern working space. At Gema, we also cover the quality. So we have equipment for quality checks. We ensure that production is really flawless. We also, of course, have to make sure that our equipment is having the proper certificates for Europe, the CE, ATEX, for America, the UL, FM, and many other certificates required nowadays. Then this is actually important for you. We have a state-of-the-art lab. In this lab, we can offer manual coating, fully automatic coating for organic powder, also for animal. In this lab, you see various buses, different booth types. You can see all the powder centers, various powder centers equipped, all the U-axes. We are flexible to adjust the setting, horizontal, vertical, various reciprocators, so really flexible, even what application we have over there. So this place is for you. If you have a project and a specific object to code, you are more than invited to come to Switzerland. So we take your object, we do the coding, we find the best solution for you. And this is actually a win-win situation. If the customer is coming, they really get the touch on feeling on the equipment, they see what Gema is achieving. We also can guarantee what you achieve in the lab you have later on in daily production. And and so at the end we have a satisfied customer. The solution is always found together with you and our technologists, also a little bit of my impact. I mean, the price performance has to fit together. I mean, you can have everything fully automatic, but may cost a little bit more, so you have to really find a solution which is correct for you. And you can be assured our technologists at Gema, they have a very broad, wide experience of various applications needed in the market. Here are some more pictures about our lab. In the lab, we have like 4 coating booths, 1, 2, 3, 4. As you also can see here, all the different powder centers, actually quite many of them. So again, if you have something, use this possibility, come to Gema, we do some trials together to find the best solution for you. Actually, that's already finished about Gema application, and I guess I will hand over to IGP. Thank you very much. That's good. It's good. This stuff is good. Yes, I'm there.
I think it's working. Okay. So, hello, my name is Borut Graifoner. I'm coming from Slovenia. So, I would also not do my presentation in Bulgarian. I can say Dobry den or something like Dobro utro, and I can tell numbers or something like that. This is the same in our languages, but I think the whole presentation would be too big challenge for me to try to speak in Bulgarian. I am responsible for sales of IGP in Slovenia. Before I was also working in Croatia, Bosnia and Herzegovina. Now I have there also other colleagues, and I'm just doing now also the help support for my colleagues in Bosnia and also for Mikhail in Bulgaria. If he has some special questions, then we can talk about. So firstly, I want to show you a short movie about IGP, about our people who are working there, you will see that they are just normal people like all we are, nothing special.
IGP faces up to the challenges every day. This requires committed employees. People and our 4 core values are at the center.
This is our lab where powders can be developed on your wish. Carmen Grill, who is the chief of
you can rely on me.
Our stock.
I take responsibility for my commitments and meet agreed deadlines. IGP stands for quality. I deliver and confirm this promise every day.
We stick together as a team. Diversity strengthens our team.
We set and achieve goals together as a team. I have confidence in my own abilities and in those of my colleagues.
Openness and fairness are important to me. I am interested in a long-term relationship.
I always strive for a win-win situation.
I enjoy coming to work. It's room for humor.
With IGP for 40 years and proud to be a part of every day.
This guy has worked 40 years at IGP, his whole life.
I spark the fire in my colleagues. I pull them along with me to achieve IGP's goals. Passion, team spirit, partnership, and reliability. These are our core values. Together, we are IGP.
So, and now I would like to introduce you our portfolio. So, what do we have to offer? Firstly, just a short introduction, which you all know why we are here, what you are using. I don't think we have to lose much words here. What is actually powder coating? You all know we have a gun, we have a powder, we have an air supply. We have other guys today here to explain this more about. What is very important in grounding, also as Andreas already mentioned, we have our powder, which then comes to our object and we coat this. What is more maybe for you important is, or interesting to know, how powder, from which resins powder comes. So the main resin in the powder is polyester for exterior powders, or then epoxy for interior powders. Those are the resins which we mix or which are only, how should I say, it's only one resin in the powder. From this resin, we have approximately 70% in our powder. This is the main resin in the recipe. So the next one are pigments. As you can see, up to 30%, but from the zero. Where is zero? Zero is just with transparent colors. There we have no pigments because we don't want to have them. And then if we have zero pigments, we have 99% of resins. We also add to our powders different additives or effect pigments. Effect pigments, you all know, those are these known metallic colors, or different additives where we can achieve, let's say, some specialties with our colors as robust surfaces, scratch-resistant surfaces, anti-graffiti, degassing, or antibacterial. And then at the end is also very interesting material is these supplementary materials where you see 0 to 25. This is just one, let's say, material which we add to our recipe to fulfill our recipe. So people normally doesn't know that this exists. If we add more of that, the quality of powder is falling down. If you have less of that, the quality of the powder is better. If you have more of that, the powder is cheaper. You know, this is just, we could do one recipe with 80% of all raw materials or with 100%. You would not feel the change. You feel the change only in quality, in the coverage, when you work with the powder. So we are striving to put as less as possible this supplementary material into our powders. We go all the way for your perfect surfaces. So we are in all areas of application, substrates. We are doing services. We are in application and quality processes. We give you warranties, colors, and surfaces is what we develop for you. We are sustainable, and we also have quality labels and approvals. Mostly known are QualiCode, GSB, Quali Steel Code, and much more. So what are our key applications? Our focus is on architectural coatings, on industrial applications, and on heat-sensitive substrate. Let's take a look at architectural coatings. So we have there, for the first 4 different series. Yeah. The first one is our series IGP Dura 156. It has a quality label from QualiCode Class 1 and GSB. As you see, GSB is also known as GSB standard, but here it stands GSB Florida 1. Then we have the second class. It's our series IGP HWF Classic. HWF is short for, in German, Hoch Wetterfest. It's also in English super durable. As you see, it's QualiCode Class 2 and GSB Florida 3. I don't know if you all know what means this Florida 1 and Florida 3. These are the years which we expose our sample plates in Florida. Because in Florida, UV radiation is much stronger than here in Central Europe. So it's about 3 times stronger in Florida. So we are testing our samples on a natural way, but in Florida. It's still faster than here. So Florida 1 means that these samples were exposed for 1 year in Florida, and they have to fulfill criteria which are prescribed by Quality Code and GSB. And this is that after 1 year in Florida, our color should at least have the 50% of the gloss that had the first day as you coated your parts, your objects. So why in architecture are more used matte powders? Simply because if you have on the first day 30% gloss units, 30 gloss units, after 1 year, if you have 16 is still enough, you know, it's more than 50, but you will not see the change. From the glossy powder with, I don't know, 70 gloss units, if it falls down on 36, 37, you will see the difference because it's already a matte powder, a matte surface. Although our powders in class 1 achieve much better results. So after 1 year on Florida, we still have around 75% of the gloss. It is not fallen to 50. Then we have the, let's say, third class at GSB. GSB has his third class quality Florida 5, so 5 years of Florida, but it's for Quality Code is still second class because Quality Code has a third class with 10 years of Florida. We'll come later also to that. I will present this Quality Code 3 class, our series IGP Sky later. What we also have is special series IGP Duraxal. Its XAL stands for eloxal or for anodizing effects. Those are mostly powders which are very deep made. As you can see, from 3 to 11 gloss units. It's I believe it's best alternative to anodized surfaces that you can get on the market because we really has achieved very nice flow. It's a smooth surface with very low gloss, so it is really deep matte. In facade quality, in architectural quality, I think we do not have any competition in this area. And this one is also Quality Code Class 2. Architectural grades in comparison, you can also find this quality matrix on our webpage. Here are all the series explained. As you can see, IGP Dura 1, HWF Classic, Duraxal Superior, and Dura Sky. And you have also, here, I don't know, maybe from behind you cannot see this well, but this is something you can find on our webpage, or if you contact Michael, he will send you this PDF per email, where you can find these certification bodies as Quality Code, Steel, then weathering, what it stands for 1 year exposure, 3 years. For example, at Duraxal, 1 year 75%, 2 years 60%, and so on. You can also find our warranty in respect of application of area of application, you know. And then also you have here coating and maintenance costs compared to class 1. So you can at the end see that also the powder with in higher class and with higher price for the end customer is not more expensive due to the fact that this lasts longer and you have your maintenance which you have to do cleaning every 18 months, 24 months, or 30 months, and so on. We can also speak about that later. So what we have more, our Dura Vent 51, it's vent like ventilation. It is powder which is degassing friendly. So you know this photo, I think maybe all of you have had experience with craters. It's happening on porous degassing surfaces at hot build-up, the galvanized steel, or at spray galvanized steel, cast iron. And with this series, we achieved that this powder can degas in the process of polymerization in the oven when craters exist, you know, due to this degassing, the film of color is closing again. So you don't get that, you get normal surface. It's a cheaper alternative to preheating because many of customers are doing actually this preheating, putting in the oven for many hours. The information I got, when you want to degas at higher temperature, you should put your objects in the oven for 20 to 30 degrees higher temperature and more time as powder needs to be cured. So this is very expensive for you also, and you are losing time. In that time, as you are doing this preheating, you could already paint on other parts. Then robust surfaces is something that we have implemented in our powders as a standard. Robust or scratch resistant, they are not fully scratch resistant. We all know the powder is still, let's say, plastic, and if you try to damage it with iron, steel, something else, of course the surface will be damaged. But nevertheless, we achieved higher scratch resistance. We are putting it in our series, in our architectural segment in 56, HWF Classic and Superior as a standard. What does this mean? You can see here two sides. How do we test this? It is one Martindale test which we are doing. It's a Scotch-Brite plate with 500 grams, and it's doing so curvatures. And I think that this is 32 times he must do this on the surface, and then we have measured the gloss retention. Those are the examples when you can you can always use this property. So competitive comparison, what we have done, the green line is our series which have this scratch resistant surface, and the other lines are, as you can also see, competitors, 3 competitors, and our own series is the blue line. So what happened after this Martindale test? This is the gloss in the beginning is 100%. Let's say 70 gloss units, and it was fell down on approximately, you see, 30, 40, 50% of beginning of the gloss. So we were all bad at the same level. But with our new series, we achieved this, that our gloss is falling only for 30%, not anymore about 60%. So it's much better. Then what we also have is our series leading surfaces. This is something that Schuko wants to have it as inhomogeneous, non-homogeneous surfaces. But as you know, in powder, we cannot achieve this because you are sucking the powder out of the box or out of the container, and when you spread it on the surface, it's always homogeneous. It cannot be that this side is not the same as this side. Okay, you can do it, but on purpose, because you will put there 30 microns and here 120, but this is not your goal. So we achieved here with these leading surfaces. You can look later samples which Michael brought. You will see the different surfaces that we have achieved. Those powders are also super durable, or in polycoat class 2. Those are very unique surfaces, such as, for example, vivid surfaces you see as this egg from bird. I don't know how to say it in Bulgarian. Slovenian is Strauss, Prepelica. Yeah. Okay. Then also weight reliefs, microsprackles or grainy structures. Then industrial applications. We have here interior design, job coaters, public transport and ACE, agricultural equipment. Here you can use our new series IGP HWF industry. It's also super durable. It's also low cure. Super durable means that it is somewhere in the range of Qualicoat class 2, but it's not certified. The same with IGP Door 166. Those are industrial powders on base of polyester. They are also low cure, but they don't have a certificate. Polyester powders are actually UV stable, but not as good as architectural powders. So this is really for industrial application. We have there also our IGP core primer. This is low cure primer. This one, the other first and second series, you can cure already at 160 degrees. This one is at 140, 150 primer. Next one, interior design. Here you can use also our series Dura 1 or our series IGP Rapid. This is ultra low cure powders for coating wooden substrates. You know MDF, furniture, IKEA, known to all of you. IKEA is using for their bathroom program. It's everything. It's powder coated. It's special technology where you need to have an oven with an IR infrared heaters. Yes. Job coaters. For job coaters, is actually everything what we can do. We have these low cure powders. For job coaters, we also offering our services, trainings, certificates, testing services. We also now for 4 years in a row, actually I must say 3 years because the Corona has stopped us first year. We are doing our IGP on tour, powder on tour. We come to your company with such a nice little chalk, and we do there also our presentations on a site where you can also invite your employees. We are not present anymore at different fairs, so we rather come to you. And I think that next year we will come to Bulgaria also. Then public transport, this is also one of our segments. Stadler from Switzerland, Bombardier from France, then ÖBB from Austria. These are all very known companies in public transport, which are our customers. In these areas, we use our core primer. This is also we have primer for steel and aluminium, so different types. Then our series Dura 1, Duracryl. This is acrylic powder, which is very good resistance to chemicals. Also DuraGuard. Difference between these two guys is that acrylic is UV stable, so it's outside quality, outdoor quality. DuraGuard 32 is indoor quality. But with this one, we had a we get a very hard surface, very hard. You should not bend your objects later because surface can crack. That's why for outdoor use, we always recommend also primer. Strongly recommended. Heat sensitive substrates, like we mentioned before, is furniture, for example, or garage doors. So in furniture, we have our series IGP Rapid Complete 88, then Primer 85, and Rapid Top 38. This is series which needs a primer, and series Complete 88 is you can do it in just one layer. Those are really ultra low cure powders. The curing conditions are 3 minutes 140. This is very fast. And this is something that you can achieve actually in IR oven. We have done now also the tests that we can do it also in conventional oven with really high temperature, but your oven has to fulfill some conditions. So the heating the heating of the oven must be at least 0.7 Kelvin per second. If it's slower, the oven, it's not good. And really also the convection of the air in the oven must be fulfilled. So not everybody can do it in conventional oven, but it's possible. For garage doors, you know the problem with garage doors, we have this isolation in between two sheets. You can cure that also with this Rapid Complete 87 series. This is also UV resistant powder for outdoor. We have in Netherlands, we have big customer Condor for those garage doors. He's using, I think, 25 tons in year just for that. And we have also now Wisniewski in Poland and many others who are using already that kind of curing this powder with this special curing, because with IR heaters you are heating only the surface. You know, you are not going into material. So this isolation will not be heated, so it stays healthy. It will not be damaged. Then the last but not least, our product key. So you also, our product key has 13 different characters. The first two are for our series, which you can find in our program. For example, Dura 1 is architectural powder. Actually, we have all the series that starts with 50 are architectural, like IGP Dura 56, Dura Vent is 51, has quality steel coat. Then Superior 57, Thermofer 53, and so on. Here you find our series. Then on the third place is reserved for structure of the surface. So if it's 0, it's a smooth flow. If it's a structure, 1 for fine, 2 for coarse, and so on. This is the most known, as you probably met, 0, 1, and 2. On the fourth, you have the gloss of surface. So if it's structure, we have a letter like M for mate, S for silk, gloss, or T for deep mate structure. But if it's on the second place, 0, if we have here 0, if it's smooth surface, then here you will find a number. So 7 for silk gloss as 70 gloss units, or 3 for mate, 3 for 30 gloss units, it's mate powder. Here is FX surface expert, so normal arousals have always A, but in such other arousals like 9006, 9007, DB 703, those are powders with metallic effects, then it's E, it's Formica. So we have also specialty with effects, it's IGP effectives. I will also present this later. It's U, and so on. And then finally comes to the color number. So this is 5 digits are reserved for color number. If it's RAL, you can find there it's around 9016 and 0 is added. With RAL always is 0 added. So, but if it's now some other color, you know, NCS maybe or raw design, those are descriptions for longer than 5 digits. We cannot put it there. So we are always doing like this, that the first digit is by RAL classification. So it is or it is some color of yours. You know, your company color, you want to have it, we make samples. This is your special color, it's not a standard. If it's green, the first number would be 6. And then the other numbers is what our guys in lab are choosing. Then we have properties as A standard, or we can have electrically discharging, abrasion resistor, more pliable, clean effect, cover transparent. So the power, for example, H, if it stays here, that means the powder is not sustainable enough to be in one layer. You have to put it the transparent color on it, and so on. At the end, this is more technical view. It's not so important for you, I think, because in the past we had here a 0. It could be sprayed with Corona or Trigo. If it's only 1, it's mica, it's Corona. Now almost all the powders are already with 1. Less powders have here 0 because due to the change that we have to done in last years with recipes. So the most powders you can paint only with Corona. Then we have also 3X Premium or metallic mica and so on. It's not so important maybe for you anymore. And also the last one is a variant, it's a standard, or we can change some color recipe, I don't know, due to some properties, then we change this last one. Or if it's per mica, if it's there E, then at the end we can have here 0. You know, those are the particles of metallic effect which are, let's say, big, and FR fine is bring that more to smaller parts. So this would be everything for now. My next presentation will be categorization of IGP powders, but that when I come again back, because now I will hand over the word again to Andreas.